Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Priyansha. Have a seat, Priyansha.
Thank you, sir.
Priyansha is from Agra, Uttar Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
Priyansha has done public administration
As my
Optional.
optional. Yes, sir.
and BTech in computers,
Science. Yes, sir.
computer science and
Computer science engineering.
engineering.
Yes, sir.
And Vinyas Yoga,
Yes, sir.
trekking, ecology club. Okay. So, tell me, Priyansha, first of all, what is the meaning of your name?
So, Priyansha means Pyara Ansh. So, it means a lovely part.
Pyara, but Priyansha mein, there is no Pyara there.
So, that is how it is made. It's just a combination of words. So,
Okay. No, has it been
Priya Ansh, that becomes Priyansha.
Priya Ansh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Can you tell me, Priyansha, what is Taj trapezium?
Yes, sir. So the Taj trapezium zone is a approximately 10,400 kilometer square zone around the Taj Mahal, created to protect it from the polluting industries and keep the Taj Mahal safe from discoloration and other impacts of pollution. It was created around in 1984.
Okay. Can you tell me the full form of HTTP and www?
Okay. Sir, www is World Wide Web, and HTTP is sorry,
Okay,
sir,
you can
I'm
read
missing.
about it. Hypertext.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
all right. Can you tell me what is the full form of Yahoo? Not read it?
No, sir. Sorry.
No problem. What is cyber warfare?
Sir, cyber warfare is a new type of warfare where we use cyber physical systems and networks to wage war. So it mostly includes that we attack the cyber infrastructure of another country so that it puts a standstill on essential services of the nation. Example, we attack the banking system, the satellites, which will impact the whole economy at large. It is a form of covert warfare that we can say.
Okay. Can you tell me one or two pillars of digital India? There are 9 pillars. Can you tell me one or two pillars of digital India?
Sorry, sir, I cannot recall exactly.
Any one of them?
Sir, I think it will be inclusiveness. No, sir. Sorry.
One of the pillar is taking optic fiber to the villages, 2.5 lakh villages.
Yes, sir.
It's called broadband highways.
Yes,
That
sir.
is the most important one. Then similarly, the mobility, taking it the mobile connection to the remotest areas of the country. That is
Yes.
the second. So there are 9 pillars like that. You can go and study about that
Yes,
also.
sir.
Okay. Can you tell me, since you belong to Uttar Pradesh,
Yes, sir.
we have been talking about extrajudicial killings. There were a number of reportings in the media. What is your view about extrajudicial killings, where police liquidates criminals?
Sir, extrajudicial killings bypass the due process of law, and in fact, it sets a bad precedence for future law and order situation as well. So, in my opinion, police.
Future law and order situation?
Sir, because if we resort to extrajudicial killings, then in the future, my subordinates or anyone else or even the mob will think it's legal to take matters in their own hand. I think
Okay.
it should go to the judiciary and proper procedures and regulations should be followed, no matter how urgent the case seems at hand.
Yeah, so giving power in the hands of the lower functionaries, they are likely to misuse it.
Yes.
And that is why extrajudicial killings cannot be, supported, and they have to follow the due process of law. Judiciary is the only court, to decide about what action is to be taken against any particular criminal.
Yes.
Have you heard about Dada Sahab Phalke?
Yes, sir.
What is his contribution to the Indian cinema?
Sir, he brought the first cinema, and in his honor, the highest honor in the Indian cinema is given the Dada Saheb Phalke Award. The first cinema, I think I remember it, Raja Harishchandra was made by Dada Saheb Phalke.
Okay, all right. Can you tell me what do you mean by TED Talks?
Sir, TED Talks are talks by new innovators or leaders who have created a profound impact in any one area and come forward to share their journey and experience so that others can engage in the same experience and learn from them.
So TED is an acronym. Can you tell me the full form of TED?
Sorry, sir.
Okay, just for your information, it is Technology, Entertainment, Design.
Okay, sir.
So the talks used to be limited to these three areas, broad areas. Now TED has actually spread out, and it is all the departments. My last question to you is that your name starts with the letter P.
Yes, sir.
Can you name one value which you possess, which starts with the letter P?
Sir, I think perseverance is something that I possess.
Perseverance.
And secondly, I'll think of patience.
Okay.
So I think these are the two most important values.
Perseverance, patience, politeness. So all these things are
Yes.
the values. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, some questions from public ad.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me the pillars of public administration, the most important aspects?
Sir, so the two main pillars are the permanent executives and the political representatives.
Let me call it characteristics
Okay.
or hallmarks.
Okay, sir.
As a suggestion, I would say economy and efficiency are
Yes,
two.
sir. Yes.
What can you imagine or tell me the rest?
Sir, so I can give other two E's that the second ARC give. It is effectiveness and ethics. So this will become the pillars.
Very well. So institutional quality is crucial to the achievement of the social objectives of any public administration.
Yes, sir.
In view of this statement, what are the reforms you can think of as far as the civil services are concerned?
Sir, I think if the most important reform in civil services can be stability of tenure, which will reduce the impact of political patronage and transfers that happen and will allow the bureaucrats to function more effectively in one area. And the second reform can be more outsourcing to private entities so that the burden is reduced just to the core areas and the not so important areas are outsourced. So I think these two reforms will
Apparently,
help.
you mean that the peripheral functions
Yes,
can
sir.
be outsourced and value-added functions can be confined to the bureaucracy
Yes,
or
sir.
the permanent bureaucracy.
Yes, sir.
I think that is what you mean?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If I say that India is a undergoverned and overregulated country, what is your comment on that? Undergoverned, overregulated.
Sir, I think the statement is true to certain extent, but not to the full extent. For example, that we were undergoverned when and overregulated when there were license permit Raj going on. But post the 1991 reforms, the regulations has come down and they're still coming down, and the governance has improved with the coming
Regulations
of
have come down. I mean, I think you mean that regulations have been rationalized now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sorry for my
No,
talk.
rectify. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Why was Agra chosen for establishing Institute of Mental Health? Have you ever visited this?
No, sir. I've seen it from the outside.
Outside.
Sir, the area.
What do you know about it?
Sir, I don't know much
No
about it.
You stay in Agra?
Yes, sir. I've been in Delhi for the past 8 years because I've completed my graduation in from Delhi as well.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Something tells me that you're wearing the sari after ages.
Yes, sir.
Am I right?
Yes, sir. I've worn this specially for mocks only.
All right. You are a CSE student.
Yes, sir.
What would be the shape of TV in coming years? How will this whole business of TV, you'll still see it, but you won't see it the way you're seeing it today?
Sir, so the television has grown flatter in the past years, and it has come to even circular and curvature TVs. So I think in the future can imagine TVs to become just like a screen for presentation, which we can pull out, which is absolutely flexible. And I think that was the vision we can.
Can you see
definitely
the screen disappearing entirely in times to come?
So with the technology processing, maybe even the screens may disappear, but as of now, I don't think certain tech that is making it possible.
All right. The Japanese Prime Minister is here in India.
Yes, sir.
Why is he here, and what do you expect to come out of this visit?
So the Japanese Prime Minister is here to announce his new Indo-Pacific policy, which is based around free, open Indo-Pacific. The significance of his visit is that when he announces this policy from Indian soil, it brings India to the center and reinforces its centrality to the Indo-Pacific region. He is following the steps of the previous Prime Minister, Shinzo Abe, who announced the then Japanese policy and referred to the term Indo-Pacific for the very first time. And sir, its importance lies in the fact that Chinese activity in the South China Sea is increasing, and a free Indo-Pacific is important for a rule-based world order. So,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Now, how these developments in South China Sea have actually forced Japan to change its major policies since 1945? What is that change?
Sir, Japan has doubled its defense expenditure because of the Chinese activities in South China Sea. So that is the most significant change.
So, from kind of a pacifist philosophy, it has begun to rearm itself. That's a major change, is it?
Sir, it's more of deterrence and having the capability to defend itself in case of crisis.
And what are the islands which are contested by China as far as Japan is concerned?
Sir, I don't
Okay,
recall.
read about that. Senkaku Island, and there are others.
Yes, sir.
One habit you would like to change in yourself?
Sir, if one thing I can change about myself is that I should be more confident about my values and ethics that I possess, especially with respect to my work. I seem a bit underconfident when it comes to taking myself and giving myself credit for anything.
One habit you would want your father to change?
So he can start engaging with his physical health a little more. So that will help him a lot.
Have you advised him?
Yes, sir, I do advise him, but old habits die
Die hard.
hard. Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Priyansha, you are from Agra.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me you something about Radha Swami.
Yes.
You know something?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me something about their belief or whatever.
Ma'am, Radha Swami faith, or the satsangis as we call them in Agra, were engaged in community service and believe in collectiveness more than other people. And so the Radha Swamis come together to work in the farms and fields and to give back whatever they have, irrespective of their societal statures.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So are they really engaged in some social community work?
Ma'am, I do see them often when I visit Agra, contributing to the fields, cutting the grains, and even they engage in medical aid. The doctors from the Radha Swami committee community engage in medical aid, where they give free assistance to the people. So I think they do engage in community
Okay.
service.
Tell me, what do you understand by Human Development Index?
Ma'am, Human Development Index is given by UNDP, which calculates the development of human, which means his or her productivity in the future years. So it is based on education, nutrition, and two other parameters, which I'm sorry, I cannot recall.
Where does India stand as of now?
Uh, Ma'am, I recall it around from the 2020 index, it was around 119 out of 181 countries, I believe. So India performs below its potential in Human Development Index.
Is there scope for improvement?
Yes, ma'am, there is scope for improvement, especially in terms of nutrition needs, where we have undernutrition and missing nutrition, uh, and other areas where we can improve is sanitation, which will improve the health, and education also. So, ma'am, there is scope of improvement.
Once you are selected, suppose, how will you nudge the farmers for crop diversification? Particularly in UP, because they grow the same type of crops every year.
Ma'am, I think the most easy way to nudge towards a change is giving incentives. So if we develop agro-based industries and food processing industries, especially in UP, then that nudge can happen. Furthermore, with the government pushing millets, they can again be a nudge from sugarcane, which is extensively grown in UP, to less water extensive crops, especially with the changing rainfall patterns that can help. So
Okay.
financial incentives and developing value chains where backward forward linkages are there, so that they can easily process their crops and forward it to the market, will help.
UP has projected $1 trillion economy
Yes, ma'am.
by 2027.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think it is possible to achieve it?
Ma'am, in the past couple of years, UP has shifted its focus on infrastructure and investment. But the fact is that today the economy is around 232 billion, and to achieve 1 trillion economy, we have to have growth in double digits for the next several consecutive years, which might not be exactly possible, but we are on the right track with focusing on manufacturing infrastructure development. So it will definitely happen, but maybe we might miss the 2027 target by a couple of years.
Just last question.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
far we have traveled for achieving Swachh Bharat mission?
Ma'am, the Swachh Bharat campaign has brought toilets and uh, tried to eliminate dry pits to a large extent. So we have come a large way where there is also behavioral change amongst the people about, and there is general awareness with about Swachhata, especially post pandemic also. But there are definitely some areas which need to be improved. For example, the sewage treatment processes that are still not up to the mark. And another area is that there are many interior, for example, UP village also was in news where they don't have toilets at every, even at the public places. So we have come a far way, but there are still many, there will be interiors where we need to work.
What about some sad incidents of death of the cleaning workers?
Yes, ma'am. So we haven't eliminated manual cleaning of drains. So using technology and, for example, there was a robot Bandicoot in news a couple of years back, which can clean drains without human intervention. So that needs to be scaled up, and Safai Karamcharis need to be uh, brought back into the society in the mainstream with the proper recompensations, and skilling is important so that they can the, get away from this profession.
Thank you.
Thank
Priyansha,
you, ma'am.
how old are you?
Ma'am, 26 and a half.
26 and a half.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you worked anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Why do you think UPSC wants to recruit people like you who are young and they could have easily recruited experienced people? Why young people are needed in the system?
Ma'am, I think as a young candidate myself, that there is this eagerness to learn more and more, and I'm not that rigid with my uh, lifestyle or processes, so it's easy for me to fit in the new domains more than an experienced candidate who has already seen a lot.
Have you ever proven yourself in any pressure situation? School, college, your personal life, anywhere?
Ma'am, I think I'll cite that I couldn't clear prelims in 2 consecutive attempts in 2020 and 2021, which I felt I should give up a lot of times, but I persevered and I improved my strategy, and this year I even cleared prelims for forest and forest services mains as well. So I think there I
Okay.
improved myself.
Can you tell me how is food processing sector doing in Uttar Pradesh?
Ma'am, I'm not aware about the specifics.
It's all right. You're from Agra.
Yes, ma'am.
And when I think of Agra, I think of Taj Mahal,
Yes.
naturally. But I don't think of it as an epitome of love. Rather, it's an epitome of maternal death. Isn't it?
Ma'am, the stories about Taj Mahal that Mumtaz died while giving birth, I think that is what you're referring to. But across the globe and even among the people of Agra, I think it is more about a man in the 17th century who wanted to give a tribute to his wife. So definitely it can be seen as per your view also, but
Is there an example of wife giving tribute to husband anywhere in history?
ma'am, I think Rani Lakshmi Bai fighting for her kingdom is a tribute to the braveness of the king of Jhansi.
Priyansha, what is quantitative easing?
Ma'am, quantitative easing is the phenomena where the interest rates are slowly increased so that the sorry ma'am, I cannot recall it.
Priyansha, has GST been effective?
Ma'am, GST has been effective in improving the collections and the formalization of economy, and also it is more easy to file and reduces the.
But you see, it is not aligned with the agenda of one tax, one nation, because still there are so many things that are out of the ambit of GST, and there are multiple slabs of GST.
Ma'am, it has definitely consolidated the taxing process, and because it is a cooperative example of cooperative federalism, there were concerns of the state that need to be accommodated. So that is why we have kept certain items out of GST. Also, the one tax slab is currently not feasible as in case of India, because we have merit and sin goods which need to be taxed differently, so that the poor and the rich don't
All right.
face
My
the
last
same.
question to you would be, let's say you keep hearing voices from your neighbors and you realize someone is beating somebody.
Yes, ma'am.
What would you do in that situation?
Ma'am, the first thing would be that I can ring the bell. There is a campaign, Bell Bajao campaign, for stopping domestic violence from. So that could be my first step. So it creates a concern in the head of the person. Then second step would be that I can contact the police, so that if there is continued domestic violence, then police can intervene and take the necessary steps themselves.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All the best to you.
Unacademy. Let's crack it.